about creating the box for the Groovy letter collection. And let me see if I can pull up a picture. I actually tried to find the box, and for the life of me, I have no idea where it got to, but I do have a picture. So with the Groovy letter collection, we created these alphabet cards and a little box to store them in. And she was asking if we have a pattern for the box. And for whatever reason, I'm having the darndest time finding anything these days. So I could not find the instructions for making this little box. I don't know if any of you guys remember if we actually had the instructions or not, but I figured that it's a super easy thing to show you how we actually went about making that box. So it's essentially each side is it is one of these letters, and it's got the little candle looking border around the outside of it, and they're essentially just stuck onto cardboard. Super simple. Stitch up a design on a slightly bigger piece of fabric, pop a piece of cardboard, the right side behind it, wrap the edges. Then we are going to have a quick look at what a box looks like. Interestingly enough, we're actually working on three-dimensional objects in our Digitizing and Design Masterclass. If you think of a box, just happen to have a tissue box here. So you've got a base, you've got sides. This is a rectangular box, and you've got a top. Now, for the letter box, it's an open box, so it doesn't have a top on it. So you basically got the bottom of it, and you've got a front, a back, and two ends. So if you create a piece of paper, here is the bottom of it. We've got a front and a back, and a right and a left. And because the specific box, the Groovy Letters collection box, is a square, if you've got a square for the base and for each of the sides, by the time you put an outline around the whole lot, you actually have a square, essentially divided into three. So for the Groovy Letters collection, the alphabet cards, I think, are 6 inches. And so if you made your box on 6¼ inch squares, 3 of them, the front of the box, or the outside of the box, you've got your individual pieces of card. So you've stitched up each letter, you put it onto a piece of card, you wrap the edges around. If you then take a piece of fabric, a square of fabric, and if we're talking 6¼ inch squares for each of these, then that would be 18¾ for 3 across. If you added a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here, 18¾ let's see, plus an inch, 19¾ so let's say 20 inches. If you cut a 20-inch square of fabric, fold it in however much you need to fold in. I'm thinking we're going to be at 5/8 of an inch. You fold in on all 4 sides, and then mark your grid. If you put a base and your 4 embroidered squares, which are being backed on cardboard, in each of the positions, then you can start doing some folding. And so if you fold on the black lines, that would give you you're either going to be folded that way or you're going to be folded that way. If you fold these bits, the corners, on a diagonal so that they go in, So if we're looking at it from this side, fold it on a diagonal, and then you can put that off to the side. This is a no-sew box. You can glue that down. If you wanted to get your sewing machine out, you could stitch that down. Even if you stitch just around the top, because you've got cardboard pieces on each of the 4 sides, you've got enough rigidity in there. So you can bring the corners in so that you end up with a situation where they overlapping like that, or you could have all of the corners, let's see, so that they go around. I don't know if you can see how they're doing that. So we've got this guy coming here, this guy, so they're all kind of going around, overlapping. They would look like that. And that is the guts of what we did with that little alphabet box for the alphabet cards. It's literally making each of the sides, and for the bottom you don't even really need to do any embroidery. You can just cover a piece of cardboard with your fabric and then glue, fusible webbing, however you want to attach them to your main piece of fabric, do a little bit of folding, and you are good to go. So that's a little 101 in box making.